Howdy, AP PreCal. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's Miss Kosh, and apparently she can't talk, so we'll see how this video goes. I'm continuing the notes from Vicki Carter. We did one video with what I would consider the first part of identities. I did one video that begins the advanced identities, which is sum and difference. And then I'm going to do a video with the double angle, and then I will follow up with equations. So the double angle, okay, let me show you where this comes from because I think it's worth knowing. We learned a minute ago that sine of alpha plus beta is equal to this. So remember it was sine, cosine, cosine, sine with the same SIG in. And cosine was cosine, cosine, sine, sine with the opposite SIG in. Okay, so now if I want to look at, which is great and wonderful, if I want to look at sine of 2 alpha, or 2 theta, or 2 whatever, I don't care, this would be saying this is sine of alpha plus alpha. Okay, well that's right, because if there's 2 of them, it's just 1 plus the same thing plus itself. Yes, okay. And so what I can do is I can say sine of the alpha, sine cosine, then cosine sine, but these angles here are the same everywhere I write them. It's the same SIG in. And you'll notice that if I have sine alpha times cosine alpha, it's equivalent to cosine alpha times sine alpha. Matrices are not, what's that word, commutative? Oh, wow, I haven't taught that in a while. Okay, anyway, they're exactly the same. So this is equal to 2 sine alpha, we always write 2 sine alpha cosine alpha, or sine theta cosine, 2 sine theta cosine theta. Okay, let's look which is what she wrote. Right here, sine 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta cosine theta. This identity, you practice this a lot and you'll have it memorized. Yeah, do your homework and you'll have it memorized. So, do your homework. Okay, the other one with cosine, we can come down here and say, well, this is cosine of 2, let's use theta, I like that better, but whatever. Okay, so this is cosine of theta plus theta, which is equal to cosine, cosine, sine, sine, with the opposite SIG in between them. And so cosine times cosine is what? Well, that's cosine squared. And sine times sine is what? That's sine squared. Okay, so that's where that identity comes from. But we can manipulate this one. So this is one version of the identity, and there's 2 others that are very helpful. If you remember, we call it, in my school, the Big Daddy, cosine squared theta is 1 minus sine squared theta, and minus sine squared theta, which means that I can get 1 minus, this is equivalent, that's not, I meant to write the equal sign there, my bad. 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. And so this is another version of that double angle identity. We can also come back here and say, well, coming this direction. We can say, well, this would be equivalent to cosine squared theta minus, the Big Daddy lets us use that this is 1 minus cosine squared theta. And now we just have to distribute the negative. Cosine squared theta minus 1 plus cosine squared theta gives us 2 cosine squared thetas. Is that how you would say that? Where is the plural? Anyway, whatever. And so this is the third version of the double angle identity for cosine. And what did she write in her notes? She did all of them just like I did. Okay, different order, but whatever. Okay, so show that cosine of 2 theta equals that. Oh, I already did. That's exactly this proof right here. So, okay, what would I be looking for if this was the problem? I would expect you to say, well, this is cosine of theta plus theta, and that's equal to cosine, cosine, minus sine, sine, and then this gives me cosine squared minus sine squared. That's what I would want to see. Okay, super. Write the following expression in terms of a single trigonometric function. Okay, so here's what I notice. I have 5x and I have a 10x. Well, 10x is twice the size of 5x. So what we can do, well, okay, we know that we don't have enough space. Okay, let me find a blank corner. We know that sine of 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta cosine theta. Well, if I let theta equal 5x, then I would have sine of 2 times 5x equals sine I can't talk, 2 sine 5x cosine 5x. Okay, so basically I'm just letting theta equal 5x everywhere in that equation. And so this, so we have sine of 10x would be equal to 2 sine of, maybe we put parentheses here to kind of help us see what's happening. You don't technically have to. Okay, something like that. And here we are. Okay, so now that was scratch work. So this is equal to 2 sine of 5x cosine of 5x divided by 2 cosine of 5x. What happens? Well, the 2's cancel out front, the cosine x cancels, and we're left with sine of 5x. And I think, write the expression in terms of a single trigonometric function, I think we answered the question they asked. Super! Okay, come back for the last video where I solve her equations and inequalities. All right, we'll see you there. Subscribe. Goodbye.